Hello and welcome to Dr. Dorian's House of Killers, where we take a look at all your favorite killers and see how they could be implemented into Dead by Daylight. Today we are going to take a look at Skeleton Jack, the Pumpkin King himself. So, as we always do, speed, as always, will be a 4.6 meters per second, 115% movement speed. A size tall, big terror radius. In case you're unfamiliar with it, if you're here for the first time, I am of the opinion that there should be a map effect that always spawns with a killer, similar to how it is at the moment with Plague having wells and Freddy having a watch stand and the Pig having jigsaw boxes and so on. However, I also feel each killer, including the ones that are still that exist already, should have additional powers so that you can actually swap out some things like a base power and then maybe one or two additional powers. Just so you're familiar with what I'm talking about. Okay, so map effect would be Halloween decorations, pumpkins and stuff. The pumpkins can be destroyed by survivors. They would respawn then, but they could be destroyed similar to a totem just by, finishing the progress bar without any skill checks or anything at the moment. And they respawn similar to hooks, so that when a pumpkin is destroyed, after a certain time, it comes back. First power, Pumpkin Bomb. The Pumpkin King throws pumpkins. The pumpkins enlarge and block off the path with a delay of 2 seconds. Pumpkin bombs can be restored at pumpkins. So, in effect, you start off similar to a trapper or something with so many pumpkins in your inventory, or the clown, and you throw it, and it when it lands 2 seconds later, it enlarges. It stays like that for a certain amount of time, not too long, a couple of seconds, and then it collapses, or it just enlarges till it breaks or something like that. And you restock at pumpkins, so the survivors can destroy the pumpkins to prevent you from restocking so much or whatever. But that's also an additional objective that they would have to do if they wanted to do that. Okay, first alternate power 1 next to the pumpkin bomb. Monster under the bed. The Skeleton King spawns piles of Halloween, similar to other kind of Halloween decorations that would also be found on the map. Piles of Halloween have different monsters inside of them that either debuff, hinder, or attack. So that means you don't know if you see a pile there or a pumpkin. It could be, since they're randomly placed on the map when the whole thing spawns, you could not be sure maybe if a pile is actually, or at least on first glimpse, if it's a normal Halloween pile or not, but or if it's one from the power. But that's the idea behind it. So, and when you get close to it, there's a chance that, for example, a ooze might go out, slowing you or making you more or less slip and slide or something like that, or you could find yourself entangled in webs, or maybe something actually takes a swipe at you and you can evade it, but it's, if you don't evade it, you get a damage stat. Yeah. The second alternate power 1, Monstrous Growth. The Pumpkin King places or activates a pumpkin, so that means that you can actually do that with the pumpkins that spawn on the map. Before I forget, right, Monsters Under the Bed also gets restocked at pumpkins, so everything that you do is actually related to pumpkins here, even if there are decorations on the map. You don't restock at them, you restock at the pumpkins, so that the survivors don't have to take a guess what to cleanse. They can actually be sure they hinder the killer in that aspect. Okay. So first, second power, alternate power 1, the Monstrous Growth now. The Pumpkin King places or activates a pumpkin. Areas around the pumpkin are filled with vines. Everybody, killer and survivors, get a very, very small visions. Think of it like going through a jungle with thick foliage and stuff. You can't see anything behind the next vine, sort of. And are extremely slow while moving inside. So once you get out, you can move normally again and see normally again. But while you're in there, it's like you're walking in total isolation. Of course, the killer still walks a bit faster in there than the survivor, but you get the point. Cleansing the root of the growth, the pumpkin removes the growth 3 seconds after leaving the vine, so you don't cleanse and the vines are gone and the killer stands right next to it and goes peekaboo or something. No, you actually have to leave, or there can't be anybody, neither killer nor survivor, in there for that to despawn. The killer can also remove the growth without going to the pumpkin. He can just, turn it off. But it will it will disappear 3 seconds after, despawning it, whatever. But only if there's nobody inside. If he goes inside or if somebody goes inside, then after that person or those people leave, it will despawn 3 seconds later. The second power that I would give the Skeleton King, Pumpkin Jack, would be Strider. The Pumpkin King takes even larger steps. If you look at the movies, he always has these big, long legs and takes big steps. But he takes even longer steps, unnaturally long. They maybe extend more or feel like they extend more, increasing his movement speed till it gets cancelled. So he gets a very fast movement speed. While Strider is active, you automatically continue walking. So you could, I guess, walk into a wall and then not walk further, but you can't just stop pushing the forward button. You are on auto walk, more essentially, and on a fast auto walk. In addition, turning only is possible when one of the feet hit the floor. So you can do a 90-degree turn at that point or more, but you can't, do very detailed maneuver. It's more of a really fast, straight, piece-by-piece walk, whatever mechanism you could say. When you can cancel the power whenever you want. However, once you cancel the power, it takes 3 seconds, for example, to take effect. Now, one of the important things to note here for the Pumpkin Bomb, for any metric that I give on these abilities, those are just, placeholders, more or less, since the actually values you would have to assign would have to be determined by the devs. Okay. Perks. Grave Nightmare. Totems are hidden in graves, crypts. Graves take 5, 10, graves or crypts take 5, 10, 15 seconds to unearth or open. So a little bit extra totem protection. Then spiders in my hair. Spider nests spawn on the map, 4, 6, 8 of them. If a survivor gets close to the spider nests, the spiders hop on, increasing the amount of skill check the survivor gets. So they more or less go through the hair, and it would be similar to, I guess, Old Freddy or something, that where when another survivor is there, they can unspider you, more or less. It doesn't matter if they have spiders or not. They can remove the spiders. Maybe you also have to do it with skill checks. So if one person has a spider and the other has spiders in the head, both get more skill checks while trying to remove the spiders, something like that. But that would be the idea. The third totem is Laughing Jack. 4, 6, 8 pumpkin totems spawn. 4, 6, 8 pumpkin totems spawn on the map. These totems don't have anything to do with a hex totem or a doll totem. They just are called totems. You could also just say a pumpkin spawn on the map. Pumpkin totems can be cleansed like normal totems. So you don't have any skill checks, anything, you just cleanse it. But if you let go, the cleanse effect is gone. You have to start from 0 again. Pumpkin totems laugh when a survivor gets close while not crouching. So if you sneak to it and cleanse it, nothing happens. The laugh makes a survivor oblivious for 3 seconds, as well as, not giving a visual cue, but if you get close and it laughs, then and you're the killer and you're close by, you hear the laughing, more or less. That are the suggestions. I don't know if I had said it yet, but this was also a request from Crowchild. I thank you for the request. I hope you enjoy the way I would implement the Skeleton King, Pumpkin Jack, King of Pumpkins, whatever. In case you have any suggestions for killers, suggestions for additional powers or similar, put them in the description if you want to talk to me about it or anything else. My Twitter and my Twitch link are in the description. Come say hello. Until next time, toodles.